Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Episode 32.
Episode 32. We are back.
God, can you believe we've done 32 episodes
You motherfuckers.
of chatting rubbish?
Well, you've been chatting rubbish. I've been delivering top quality content to the subscribers of your YouTube channel. Actually. We have to filter out some of the crap you come out with when you start going on one, and I'm just here like a steady ship.
Shut up.
I'm only joking. People fast forward my bit.
Oh God, it's something again. Skip that bit. We're going to do some questions.
Yeah, I'm boiling actually. You can talk.
I was just literally thinking that. I'm going to take my jumper off.
Should we de-jumper real quick?
And then
quick, right.
We're going to
3, 2, 1, de-jumper. As we are filming this now, Leah's been incredibly unwell for the last few weeks. But she looks lean.
I look like a shriveled shrimp.
It don't look that bad actually. I can tell you're a little bit flat from not training and not being able to eat. And
my arm
not being able
looks
to hold,
like it did
not
when
being
it was
able to hold water inside you.
10 years old. Look at it. It's tiny. I've even got a bicep.
That's a good 10-year-old that. I've been training me. This.
Yeah, you look quite swole. Is that the right word?
Yeah, that's from too much chocolate yesterday. No, I've been training consistently. I did have some chocolate yesterday, actually.
Did you?
Sunday, wasn't it?
What chocolate did you have?
Sunday fun day. Whispers.
Oh.
You know where they get little bits of a whisper in a bag?
Oh, the little chunky ones?
Yeah. Well, they're just, I don't know what they are. They're
Like
just
a sharing bag?
Yeah, like a sharing bag of bits of whisper.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whisper.
I love all the Easter chocolate I do.
I know. I filmed that reel in Asda.
Oh, I saw that. That was very funny. I did like that.
I had to check if that reel was all right or not, because Nikita actually, that was Nikita's.
Yeah.
Because she does, Nikita's the videographer, in case anyone don't know who Nikita is. I'm sure they do anyways. And after she'd filmed it and she sent me it, I was like, is this any good? And she's like, yeah, it's fucking class. But I don't have that voice in my head.
Right.
When I was dieting, I'd just go in shop, get my chicken, get my veg and fuck off. I won't go down the chocolate aisle. I won't have any conversations with myself.
I feel like a lot of people do it on the chocolate aisle.
They do, yeah. So I showed it to Rebecca and I said, is this any cop or what? And she was fucking pissing herself.
Yeah, it was funny.
And I thought, oh, right, it must be all right then. She said, yeah, because that's exactly what is in my head when I'm in the shop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't get that in my head. Do you get what I mean?
A couple of my clients sent me actually, they were like,
So, yeah, but obviously so many people that must happen when they're walking around the shop. Well, I'll just buy one, but I don't want to buy
and then you end up with like a hoard of like post-prep chocolate just stashed away.
Nikita, she writ that, Nikita. It
was really good, that was actually. I liked that.
Credit to her for that one, because it was a good one. Someone was fucking calling me a weirdo in the shop.
Really?
Yeah, because we was filming down the aisle and this fucking fat woman walked by and she just went, weird.
No.
Yeah, she did.
That is actually really funny.
I know. I thought, that's not very nice. I feel really self-conscious now and insecure. Didn't really. I thought, oh well. Yeah, she's had some good reels actually. I put the gym noise one on yesterday. A few days ago, back in the weekend. You'll have seen that in between being ill.
Yeah. I've not been on social media that much actually recently.
Everyone can relate to that one. With all the hissing and the barking and all that shit. Did you see it? You got a bit of a blank look, so I'm thinking.
No, I'm just drawing my brain. I'm on a go slow brain day today. I definitely saw the Easter one because I remember chuckling to myself at that one. I do. What else did I say? Oh, I can't remember now. I just remember looking at your reels thinking, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like doing different types of reels. All the bodybuilding ones are a bit like.
Yeah, and also like shows you it shows your personality a bit more and like they're a bit funny because everyone puts the same content out really.
Well, that's what I mean. If you're putting up like, oh, do this, do that, and like everyone does that, and I do it more to amuse myself than I do anybody else, and then we just post them.
Yeah.
Keep myself amused. If I've got to post reels, I want to make a movie out of it.
Yeah, and also because you're like funny, you can just post stuff that's like a bit
just
off the cuff, can't you?
About, yeah. There's one due on soon actually. It'll be on there in a minute. It'll obviously be on the internet by the time we get out, but because it's on schedule, I've learned how to schedule my posts.
Oh,
wow. You know when you send, well, I don't know if you've done it or not, but when you send that final dig message to your client when they're like a few weeks out and you just have one last dig for like a week just to get them extra little bits off like 2 weeks out, and it's like fucking ramp your cardio up, pull these carbs out, and it's just like for a few days, and then you send it and you're just waiting for them to send back the message like having a fit or whatever. And then it's just me like hoovering the walls and stuff while I'm waiting for the message to come back.
That's good, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, all is good. We are going to answer a few more questions that I've come across.
Yes.
Obviously, we've got nothing to catch up on because we just filmed the last episode 10 minutes ago.
We've lost track of what month it is. We don't even know what's gone on in February.
January was a couple of years long. February, I blinked and then it went. And now we're in March. The sun's out. It's 17 degrees. It's meant to be still
lovely.
winter. I think it was October yesterday, so I don't really know what's going on right now, to be fair. Don't you think life goes real fast?
Yeah,
Is it just me?
No, it does go so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read a thing and it said time lasts longer when you're younger because there's so many experiences are novel. Right. Whereas when you get a little bit older, there's not as much novel experiences going on around you. It just, that's why it goes so quickly.
That would make sense. I always wondered to myself, why did it seem so long? You know, you used to have 6 weeks off in the summer and you were like, this is like a year.
Yeah.
And then you get to like 30 and you're like, oh my God, why is the last year gone like so fast?
You're like, oh, it's Monday again.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, it's Monday again.
Literally.
Fucking hell, it's Monday again. And it just keeps going by.
It just keeps getting to Monday.
Yeah. Apparently it's because you have less novel stuff going on.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, I suppose. But
I'm trying to do more like little fun things because I think sometimes, like especially in our jobs, it's really easy to just get like, you like, obviously bodybuilding is very routine, but it's you get very like gym, sleep, work a bit more, sleep, gym.
Frightens me how fast it's going, actually.
Yeah.
Frightens me. But I'm not grey yet, so I'm going to live in that for a little bit longer.
I think I'm getting grey.
I'm worried about going grey. I think that's going to be the next thing that happens. I think that's going to be the next big thing that happens in my life is me going grey.
Yeah, but I feel like guys can kind of carry grey. I feel like women is just...
They could until Philip Schofield just let us all down. Now you're not getting away with that shit no more unless you're Tom Jones. Don't know where to go with that, do you? Are you doing that face again? That
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to reply to that. I'm just going to laugh and keep laughing until you change the topic.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably get away with being grey, I think.
I can't.
You are? No, you can't. No, women can't.
No.
If you go grey, you can... Yeah,
I'm going to have to dye my hair when
yeah,
I
you
go
lot just
grey.
dye it back though, don't you? Or get a broomstick, whatever comes first.
Broomstick. No, you will be able to see it in my hair because obviously it's so dark, it'll just stick out.
Yeah, you might not though. You'll probably
grey.
be like one of them people that just looks like that until you're 67.
I hope so.
And then the next day, you just go grey.
Oh, God.
That's what, like, I believe like Chinese women do that.
Maybe I'm not Chinese.
No, but you've got some Oriental twist going on there, even though you claim you aren't.
Maybe I'll just look like this forever and won't go grey.
Yeah. Do you think, I think like Oriental people do that. They just look the same.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're just older.
Oh, I think they just always look really good.
Yeah.
And don't
Whereas,
age.
like, I feel like white people have it the worst. I feel like we just get kicked to fuck from being about 25, especially men, from being like 25, and it's just a downhill journey all the way until death.
So positive.
It's true though,
We're all
don't you think?
screwed.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
Right, what questions have we got?
Let's go from the top so we don't miss any.
Okay. Sounds like a good, logical idea there.
Oh, sometimes I do have these. Not very often.
How do you work around... That probably went real loud because I just talked right into the microphone. How do you work around training and injuries from training? How do you work around training and injuries? So, assuming it just means how do you work around injuries?
Yeah.
Basically, my full bodybuilding career was one just long injury from day 2 till day of death. Fucking good question, to be fair. Good question. I suffered a lot with my shoulders. Really, really, really bad for a lot of years with bad shoulders. Somebody gave me some really good advice, actually. In fact, it was Anth Bales who gave me the advice. And he just said, focus on what you can do, not what you can't.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it.
The best advice I ever got, because my man switched after that and stopped fucking getting pissed off that I couldn't do loads of stuff and just focused really hard on the stuff that I could.
Yeah.
And trained into that. One bit of advice I will give, which is where I went a little bit wrong in hindsight when I looked back, I boxed myself into a corner of only being able to do a few exercises. So instead of really trying to figure out what was going on and work around it and keep doing more exercises, I think, that's hurting, so I won't do that, but I can do this.
Right, okay.
And then before I knew it, I had like 3 exercises left per body part that I was able to do. And that's really hard to then get back out of that, to get what I mean. So try not to get into that. I think, to be honest, the physios that are about nowadays are so much better.
Yeah.
Like in everything to do with fitness, the coaching's better, the information out there is better, the supplements are better, the this, the that, the fucking everything. The physios are so much better as well. Trying to find a bodybuilding related physio 10 years ago, difficult. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? 12
you get
years
so
ago.
many now, can't you?
Difficult. Now there's just, they're fucking everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd say that's better. Obviously, as you know, we've got a guy and all that. I'll send a lot of clients to and stuff like that. Most towns have got somebody that's really good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've been seeing a guy in Derby at Be Modified who's been brilliant. And, you know, like you just said then, you used to go and see a physio and I did this with my back for years. Like I was just seeing people to kind of ease the symptoms
Yeah.
and then I'd go away and the pain would come back.
Yeah.
Whereas like same with David as well, and like this other guy, he's identified, right, this is actually the problem, this is some kind of rehab work we need to do.
Yeah.
And then he's given me stuff to do so I can then go away and implement that in my
Yeah.
sessions and actually like fix the problem a bit more.
It's hard to find a good physio.
Yeah.
It's hard. So on the flip side of what I've just said, there's loads of good physios. You got to sift through some shit to get to them though.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they are there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas before there was just like I don't know if your town was the same as this, but there'd be like 3 physios in the town, and there'd been 3 physios in the town for the last like 40 years or something like that. And sometimes they'd die and the son would take over and then they were the physio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas they're absolutely everywhere now. Our town's got an handful of decent ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, working with physio, keep training what you're able to train and training it hard. Working on mobility would be massive.
Yeah.
And keeping on top of that from early on, which was my downfall. I didn't start that early on enough, and I just boxed myself into a corner in the end where I couldn't hardly move.
Yeah.
That's so important.
I think I've realised that kind of fairly recently as well, because I always did a bit of warm-up stuff, but I was always like, you just want to go in and train, don't you? And I was like, oh, I can't be arsed with this. And then I started picking little things up and I was like, actually, like, this is, like, I need to actually put more time into the mobility a bit more.
Because in your 20s, you made a rubber.
Yeah.
And then often hurts, and then all of a sudden, a few things accumulate.
Yeah.
And then they all laugh about it because you see all the reels about it on Instagram and that, but it's true. Then you get into a few 30s and things get worse. Then by the time you get your late 30s, it just feels like you made a glass. Everything just breaks every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you really keep on top of that from day one, which is, again, it's a discipline.
Yeah, because it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's boring as fuck. That's work. That's why not a lot of people keep on top of it.
Yeah.
But just little things when you go into the gym, like hanging off a pull-up bar.
Yeah.
Just hanging off a pull-up bar, so good for your shoulder mobility, and keeping on top of that. 30 seconds minimum. Let it hang, let it all open up, your shoulder joint, your scapulars, blah, blah, blah. And just do that 3 times. Every time you enter the gym, minimum of 30 seconds. You'll gain so much from that over the long haul that you won't even realise. Because them shoulder joints just start to close in on themselves.
Yeah.
And the shoulders are so complex, there's that many different muscles coming off it. It just knocks on through everywhere around and then starts working its way outwards. Just hanging off a pull-up bar.
Just opening things up.
Easiest thing you can do.
I've been doing some kind of basic like just shoulder movement stuff before. You know, you like lie face down on a bench and you just kind of like just moving a little bit, because you go from being sat, don't you, at like a desk, and I'm sat there like this, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to like open up and press and things.
Yeah,
so
what do they call them? Is it like there's 3 letters, isn't it? Like is it XYW or something like that?
And like a XY rotation or whatever it is.
Yeah, something like that, innit?
Yeah, I've been doing stuff like my physic's got me doing like overhead like band rotations and like pressing and just with a band and stuff.
Putting a band on there and just pressing up and down, just things like that.
Just to like activate like your like lower
traps, serratus, everything like that, and get it moving. Yes, so that would be my advice on that. That I wish I'd have been a completely different bodybuilder. If I'd have done all that from day one, I would have been a completely different bodybuilder. I know for a fact I would have been a lot bigger than I was, because I was so restricted for a lot of my training.
So your movement gets restricted and then you can't like move as well when you're training, because you want to be able to move well when you train, don't you? That's the thing.
And then you're restricted to the amount of weight you can lift, the contraction you get through the movements, restricted through range of movement, so you get like, you name a problem. I had it.
So basically, do what you can, get on your mobility, see a good physio, try and actually get to the root of the problem rather than just like constantly like work. This is what I did, you know, when I got tendonitis in my hamstring. Yeah. And I was like, I just can't do hamstring curls. And then I could never do hamstring curls. And I was like, I probably need to sort this out at some point. And then I had to backtrack and actually do the work to be able to do the hamstring curl. And
just be smart as well. And I think don't be a fanny either. Because a lot of people will feel the slightest little thing. Oh, no, that's I know.
You
need to not be a fucking fanny. Do you know what I mean? Some stuff's you're gonna feel it a little bit, but if you don't want to be training through pain either. There's a line between that. Some people feel the slightest thing and they feel like they need to stop.
Started small amount of Anavar 1 week ago. Have started breaking out in spots. Will this get better or worse?
Better. I do notice this sometimes with people. The first time they use a little bit of something, they'll get like, I suppose It's like going for puberty again in a way, I suppose. Well, they're experiencing a new hormone that wasn't there before. And it just seems to, with some people, not all the time, but every now and again, I've noticed it with people, they'll get a little bit of spots, but not like real bad, just a little bit. And then usually after the first cycle, it just fucks off and never comes back.
I guess like a new substance that you put into your body, like anything, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a change of hormones, isn't it? So
it's like if you change your diet, sometimes that can happen, or if you change like your skincare, that can happen.
Yeah,
like,
I've never seen it go tragic. Where like it was like acne or something. Do you know what I mean? So I won't worry too much. I think usually, what's it called? Evening primrose oil, a couple of 1,000 milligrams of that per day usually helps quite a lot. Just with the kind of like reducing inflammation and bits and pieces. It seems to make a good visual difference. There's messages.
I've started actually using something that's worked really well that I got recommended, that's like a skincare thing, that's like just for all the girls that are listening, that's like an anti-blemish thing. It's like a number 7, it's called number 17, and it's like a serum from Amazon, and that's meant to be really good for like clearing up like like scars and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because obviously I get like a lot of girls get spots like down the jawline from hormones, like on the period and stuff. Yeah. And I'd had like some scars down there, and that's really helped me, and I got recommended that. So
I've got a lot of scars. So
maybe you can try it.
Not from spots though. Just got a lot of scars.
But yeah, that's meant to be a really good one for any skincare girls listening.
All you skincare huns.
We've done the first timers one.
Should you train when your muscles are aching, or does that mean you need to rest?
Depends, like what extent really. Like I feel like I'm still a little bit sore when I come to train again sometimes, but nothing like.
So they say, I can't remember what it is now. I can't remember if it's 48 or 72. I'm sure that they say that there's nothing wrong with any of your muscles after 72 hours. They're all completely repaired, whether they're sore or not. I'm sure it was 72 hours. But I don't pay loads of attention to like too much what the scientists fucking testing says anyway, because it's like, do you know what I mean? Everybody's going to be slightly different to that or whatever, but that's what they say. I just think what I would go by is if it's holding back your workout when you're in there the next, then it's a problem. Yeah.
If you can't go in and train properly, you're probably going in too soon.
Yeah. And you're never going to train again like 2 days later anyway, really, unless you're a complete beginner, in which case you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But once you start getting a little bit stronger, if you're going back in 48 hours later, it's too soon anyways. If you're going back in and training in the same muscle 72 hours later, I'd say you're fine unless it's impinging your work. Is impinging the right word?
Yeah, I think so.
Impinging your workout?
Impeding your
workout?
One of the two.
Slowing you down. Yeah, if you feel like you can't lift as much as you could because you're a little bit sore, then it's an issue. Whether your muscle's recovered or not, it's an issue. So then you need to look at where your volume's at, or if you need to spread the workouts out a little bit more across the week, or whatever it might be, to adjust that to make it work. But basically, if you can still lift hard, it's not a massive
You know what
issue.
I always think with this, right? How do these wellness girls train legs 4 times a week? Because I train legs twice a week and my legs are literally just recovered by the time I go again.
Yeah.
How are they training legs 4 times a week?
I only have them training it 3 times a week. Some of them, I've had them where they've come to me and they're training it like 4 or 5 times a week and then like not training their upper body. I've had some pretty mad shit. But I just think...
How are they recovering?
I just think 3 times a week's better, because no matter how much volume you use to throw at that, it's going to be, you're recovering a couple of days later. Do you know what I mean?
Because even three leg days a week, right? You still train legs pretty much every two days, aren't you?
You'd have one that was a bit more glute focused generally, one that's a little bit more hand focused, and one that's a little bit more quad focused. But it still ends up with a lot of carryover.
Yeah, like how are people in 4? That's 1 day rest between 2 of your leg sessions.
Yeah.
Baffling. Anyway,
I think they do quads and then hams and then day off and then quads and then hams and then day
so
off.
Purely like...
Yeah, I would think. But I've never programmed anybody like that. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, I've got some girls that do 3, but then even then it's like, like a glute and ham focus, quad focus, and then they might have like pull session with a little bit of legs in or something, and a little bit of glutes.
Depends how we spread it out. I do it a little bit differently to what everybody needs and how it suits them. But I think if you used to do 1 ham and glute focused and 1 quad focused at the beginning of the week, then a full leg session at the more towards the end of the week after your upper body sessions or something like
that. Thoughts on competitive clients taking the contraceptive pill? Have you found it to be detrimental to bodybuilding progress? I feel like we've answered this before on here.
Yeah. You go.
I mean, I do have some clients that are on the contraceptive pill and I haven't found it. Like, I think it's very person specific, isn't it? But I think if you're on it and you've been on it a long time and you don't have any issues with it, then why would you risk, and you like it, why would you risk pulling it out and potentially throwing things off if you're not having issues with it?
That's why I don't want to give a real definitive answer, because it is a little bit different for everybody. I just don't like to interrupt with people's personal preferences about, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, like, just get off your pill. Oh, fuck, Dad, I'm pregnant. Do you know what I mean? Like, or get off your pill. Or, fuck, my mental health's gone right down the fucking drain.
Yeah, that's the thing. You risk, like,
this pill's good. Why don't you go on that?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I feel depressed. Do you know, like, women generally have got their own things going on with that. Yeah. I'll leave them to it. If I think something's been a little bit detrimental, I might say, look, this could quite well be having an effect on you from what we're seeing. But usually I just stay out of it and work with what I've got, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
As I mean, most people usually either take a combination pill or a progesterone only pill anyway. So I never really seen. I get people in shape easy enough on either of those.
So you've never had any problems, like, really? People getting lean enough?
No, not really, no.
Yeah.
So
basically, keep doing what you're doing unless you're...
Yeah, I don't want to just be too, like, because everything's specific to each client that I'm working with. It's hard to just give a blanket answer.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And it's a bit wishy-washy to say, oh, it depends. But that's true.
Yeah, it does depend though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've done a lot of these questions, you know.
We've whizzed through them. We've just done like 5 super quick.
Oh, we're just on fire, aren't we?
That's it.
Slow digestion, bracket, or whatever that is, forward sloping line. Meals take... What is that?
Forward sloping line. I'm going to start calling it a forward sloping line. Forward sloping line.
It is a forward sloping line.
Forward slash.
Oh, right, okay. As we can see, I didn't do GCSE English.
Forward sloping line.
Slow digestion, the forward sloping line. Meals that take longer to break down, so always full, and carbs at 280 at the minute.
Oh, I feel like we could get into this.
Yeah. It's a minefield. I mean, without looking at the person's diet and what they're getting up to, it's hard to say, because they could be eating all sorts of things that's just fucking slowing that down.
Yeah, but we can give some generalised recommendations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if your carbs are at 280 and you think that's high, or feel like that's high, just make sure you're changing all your carbohydrate sources, thinking of bacon, basically for things that are easy to digest. Yeah. So choosing like either sticky rice or jasmine rice or something like that for your rice. Don't choose potatoes, don't choose sweet potatoes. If you're having like porridge or whatever, probably I'd more choose for cream of rice or even rice flakes, if you like rice flakes. They're a good opportunity, good alternative. My words out today. What else can we think of in there? Slow down on your roughage. So if you're choosing to have vegetables on your plan, which, as bad as it sounds, it's not always great to have loads of veg in there in the off season, even though people call it health and whatnot. Maybe you could even take all of them out if you wanted, and maybe use a good greens powder to make sure you're getting some of them like micronutrients in there, because that roughage will slow things down a lot.
Could even get like, sometimes I'll get clients swapping out one of the meals for like a smoothie or something. You can whack so much in that.
Yeah.
And it's like an easy way to get calories in.
Yeah. And it'll digest easily enough. Make sure, I suppose, you're not having too many solid meals. If you've got 5 meals in there, maybe try and at least one of them be a shake, or even 2 of them kind of from shakes. As in, like, I mean, you could have cream of rice and a protein shake. That's not going to take anything to digest.
Put like honey and stuff in it, easy. Calories.
Yeah, easy for your carbs, and putting bits of honey and things like that, as long as you've got all your basics covered. I mean, even if you want to go down to the nitty gritty and just have fish instead of chicken, because it's so much easier to digest, less chewing and all the rest of it, it just kind of falls to bits as you eat it. They're the main things, really.
I would also say as well, like, just make sure you're on it with like your meal times, because sometimes when you're like in an off season and your appetite starts slowing down, it's easy to just like get a bit blasé with it.
Yeah.
And then you end up like eating at really random times and trying to squash your food, and then you're not hungry the next morning.
You've got 3 meals to get in after 5 o'clock.
And I do think as well, your body like gets used to eating at certain times. So I think try and like look at your routine And just like I've had it with girls before where they'll wake up in the morning and they're like not having the first meal till like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, can you get up, like pull that first meal back super early? You can be getting
yeah.
your second meal in by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So just looking
Make
at
your life easier.
Yeah, make sure you're starting your meals early enough as well, so you've got enough time.
And then it'll set you off hungrier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually the opposite to what you would think. If you get that first meal hitting nice and early, then as your blood sugar starts to come down a little bit, it'll set off your body thinking it's hungry and ready to go again. Whereas if you put it off, you're less likely to want to eat.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Also not loading up your first meal with a load of fats, because if you have a super like big high fat meal at the start of the day,
that'll slow things down.
Yeah, so can you just get something really like carby in first thing in the morning and then push it that way?
You could break things down even further if you really wanted and have the ability to do it, and splitting up your meals into even littler meals maybe, and keeping like maybe your protein and your carbohydrates separate. See if that helps with your digestion at all instead of ramming it all down at once.
Yeah.
A good digestive enzyme sometimes can be helpful for people, even though I'm not a huge believer in them. I feel like everybody's kind of got what they need, especially into like early 30s, maybe mid 30s. Everyone's got what they need. I think after that it becomes quite beneficial to start adding them in as your body starts slowing down a little bit with that as you get older. A good pre and probiotic can be handy to help keep your appetite up. Keeping your blood sugar under a little bit more control using something like berberine or something like that will allow you to stay a little bit more insulin sensitive, which is helpful for your appetite as well.
You could also do, sorry, just throwing tips at this. Make sure you're like moving after your meals. So make sure like go out, get a little walk in, probably help with your digestion a bit as well. Yeah.
Even just get up and go for 5 minutes, wander about. Even if you're in office, have a little bit of a wander about. So sat down all day definitely won't help. We did quite a lot there, haven't we? Obviously keep on top of your water intake. That's obviously important for digestion. Making sure you've got everything you need in your system.
I think that's pretty much it. I think your routine and like managing like stress management, just making sure you're like generally in a happy spot. I think that makes a big.
And I suppose even if you're deep in your off season, putting a few cardio sessions in.
Yeah.
Even if you could just put in like maybe 10 minutes cardio a day, just jump on the Stairmaster or something, have a little bit of a blast. Not going to be particularly detrimental at all to your muscle gain, well, at all anyway. And it will help pick your appetite up. I would say. I've had clients come back who were struggling to eat in the off season after all the cardio's gone.
Yeah.
Now I've put back in maybe 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes 2 or 3 times a week, and it does make a difference.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And just one final note on that as well is like, I've found if for example, clients are tracking their own food and they're building the food up, they find it quite hard to get the calories in. So I don't know if this person is like on a plan or the tracking or whatever, but you might be worth just when you got a lot of food to get in, probably just sticking to a bit more of a plan versus like tracking in your own food if you are doing that as well.
Yeah. And just adding in probably some psyllium husk as well. They might just not even be talking about appetite because they have said slow digestion at the beginning, I suppose. So some psyllium husk in there to make sure you're just regular with the toilet. I found that really helpful. 500 milligram twice a day.
Yeah.
It's generally a good place to start with that, and that might be a little bit disruptive when you first put it in, but then after you settle into it, it's good. Yeah. They're usually my main go-tos. Psyllium husk, 500 mgs twice a day. A pre and probiotic combination. I usually just get people to use the bulk powders one, to be honest, because it's cheap and fucking cheerful. It does the job. Magnesium citrate is actually really good for digestion as well. Less commonly used, but it does work with the right people if that's something that you need.
Berberine you mentioned.
Yeah, berberine for hunger, but strictly for digestion. I think them 3 things with keeping on top of your water intake and not overeating cruciferous veg sometimes slows things down for people.
Also just making sure your food quality is still good. I think sometimes when you're in an off season, it's really easy to like just start adding in bits of a bit more like rubbish than what you normally eat.
Yeah, and that don't help generally because it just slows everything down.
Yeah, and also dulls your appetite off as well if you're just putting in a load of like
yeah, for sure
stuff. Okay, that was a good one.
There was plenty of tips on that one.
God, that was full of tips.
I can tell I've spent a lot of time feeding people and getting people to go for a poo. It's basically my job. It's in my job description. At same weights in uppers months, am I still growing?
/ gaining.
Forward sloping line.
You need to say that every time now.
Gaining or tips on new
I
stimulation
like this question.
to get more muscle mass, forward sloping line gains?
You know what I always think with this, right, to start off with, because I always get this with like newer clients as well, is my legs are like really strong, but my upper's so weak. And it's like, obviously your upper is not going to progress at the same rate as your lower because you're lifting a lot more weight with your lower, aren't you?
So this is how I break it down for people. Have I said this to you before? Or have you just come with the same conclusion? The percentage of weight you're lifting.
Oh yeah, this is how I explain it as well.
Yeah, that's exactly how I explain it. So like the percentages to make the jumps would be so much different. So like if you've got, I don't know, 4 plates a side on a leg press, for example, you've got 80 kilo on a side, 160 kilo. To add another 2.5 kilo each side onto that is the tiniest fraction of a percentage of what you're actually lifting. Or even to put a 5 kilo on each side of that is a tiniest fraction of what you're lifting. If you've got 15 kilo a side or 10 kilo a side on a Smith shoulder press, you're not going to be able to get that small, tiny fraction. You go all right over there.
I'll just leave that there.
Just leave it down.
All right.
You're not going to be able to get that tiny fraction again. So the actual fraction of what you're then trying to add on is you're not going to see as frequent progression with it, because like you'd probably put a 2.5 kilo plate on after that. Well, that's another quarter of what you're already lifting.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If you've got a 10 kilo side on, increase. It's another 25% in what you've added to the bar. So it's a big increase. So it's going to take longer. There's a massive thing, and it's right, but it's also wrong. That's obviously come across social media where it says that you're not getting bigger unless you're getting stronger. But I just think you're not getting stronger if you're not getting bigger.
Yeah.
So back to front.
Yeah, I get you.
Do you get what I mean? People say, well, if I get stronger on the weight, then I'll get more muscle. The adaptation comes from training to the absolute failure, and then you will grow more muscle from that. As long as you're doing all the other things that you need to do, eating and sleeping, basically. It's the other 2 parts of the tripod that you need for getting bigger. And obviously doing all the other bits and pieces in between, supplements and whatnot. And then you will grow more muscle tissue from that. A lot of people get really like fixated on that, like they need to change things more often. Yeah,
because they think they're stalling there. If they can't see the weights come up, they think, oh my God, am I not making progress? Which I do kind of get, it gets in your head a bit. But
I used to sometimes be stuck on weights for 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, especially when you get more advanced with your training as well.
Before they'd go up, and then he'd finally get an extra bit up, and then it seems to like release the next level after that. Then you go, oh, fucking hell, it shoots up a little bit. But just don't rush, man. If you train as hard as you possibly can, you're going to grow muscle, aren't you?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's fucking slow as shit. Do you know what I mean?
It takes time.
Natural, female, like, it takes time, even people who are not.
Maybe just make sure that you are actually eating enough as well, because I think a lot of females like do probably sit with their food naturally a bit lower or a bit scared to push the food. So I think if you feel like you're not growing or you're not getting stronger and it's been a long time, maybe just look at, do you need a bit more sleep? Do you need a bit more food? Can you change like your food around your training a little bit more, just to give you a little bit more from it as well?
Agreed. The use of saunas and hot Epsom baths, especially in prep, considerations or pros, cons? I don't really have an opinion, if I'm honest.
I guess from recovery perspective, anything you can do to help recovery is going to help, isn't it, really?
Yes.
Like if you can...
It's not going to be detrimental, put it that way.
No.
As long as you're hydrating properly, especially through your saunas and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's no real downside to it.
I think it's quite nice on prep, and you've got like a rest day and you can just like go in and do a bit of stretching.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not something I've ever done, but I've got people that do it and stuff like that. I think probably thinking on the flip side of the coin, these ice baths that everyone's doing,
yeah, you just don't want to be doing that after you train, do you?
No, they're detrimental if you're doing that more than a couple of times a week. Do you know what I mean? That's going to affect your growth because it's stunting the natural recovery process, really. Yeah. Which I was saying that from the beginning, and people was looking at me like I was daft because everyone was doing it for a bit, weren't they? And I was saying like, you're shortcutting the bit that you need, yeah. And I thought maybe I was daft. Do you know what I mean?
No, you are right. It makes sense what you're saying.
And then it comes around and everyone starts saying it. I thought that.
Yeah, I think on the odd, maybe on a rest day, like on the odd day, but you don't want to be like going in the gym, getting, training and then hopping in an ice bath after you've just trained. Yeah,
because don't forget the part of the training is just the first part of it. And then the response that comes from the training and all the breakdown of everything and then rebuilding, that you meant to go through that. That's the part of growing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're trying to stump that bit by jumping in an ice bath and slowing it down, you're going to affect your muscle growth.
Yeah.
Yes. The inflammation is the response that you're looking for. Oops.
Have you skipped one?
No, it was the last one and then it flew off the screen.
I was getting excited.
I know. Can taking PEDs PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, for people that don't know what that is, cause you to become infertile, or is that only if you take loads or lots of cycles? From a male or a female?
Let's go female, because probably going to be more females listening to this.
It can definitely make people infertile because you hear of it happening, but I've only ever heard of that happening in like.
And if you abuse it, surely.
You know, like the bodybuilding women that are like,
yeah,
and they're fucking hammered fucking loads of shit, and they're on it for like the majority of. They run it like guys run it, basically.
Right, yeah.
I've seen it with them, obviously. Honestly, for the girls that use a little bit of Anavar once or twice a year for a few years, I've never heard of it happening to anybody. I've never heard of any damage that's been done irreparably. Honestly, if that was something that was happening, it wouldn't be something that I'd be sit with my conscience. I won't be doing it. I won't be doing it with people. I'd just move over to prepping natural athletes or something like that, because it would sit so badly with me. I'd feel really
it's definitely
bad.
It's definitely not worth it, is it, to sacrifice?
No,
like
and
that.
like bodybuilders are vulnerable anyway. So like, you know, anyone who's listening to this who's been through prep knows you're 6 weeks out. A coach who knows something says you'd look better with a bit of Anavar or a little bit of it would be very easy to get somebody to do something that you knew they didn't want to do if you wanted to. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm very conscious of these decisions that I make with people. I'll usually sort all that stuff out before the prep starts or things like that. And because I don't want to be dealing with vulnerable people and advising things that they'll be like, yeah. Because everybody who's a bodybuilder generally just be like, yes.
Because when you're at that stage, you like want that bit more and that bit more and that bit more.
Yeah. So it'd be very easy to kind of mislead people with that, and then like it fucks them up. Do you know what I mean? So I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody, even who has problems, obviously with the cycles disappearing and that. Like, I've never seen anybody who's like never came back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of that.
Because obviously you do get like short term, you lose period or whatever. But if you get we've spoken about this loads on here before, but if you get your health back in a good spot and you take care of yourself, you can get it back again.
It's rarely from Anavar.
Just more from
rarely
the
from the
PEP,
steroids. It's more from low body fat.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean from the
with the cycles. But I have seen people's periods skip when they've been doing a little bit of Anavar in the off season and stuff like that. Yeah. And they're aware of it, and it's rare, but it does happen with some people because obviously the hormone disruption and whatnot. For some people now and again, they might do that, but it's not many. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a lot less than it.
You've missed a question off.
What was it,
Dan?
Yes.
Do you think you're going to beat the 8 pro cards this season?
I did see that one actually. I must have gone by it. No, I don't think I'm going to beat the 8 pro cards this season. I don't know if I'll ever beat the 8 pro cards in one season. I think usually we was doing about 5, something like that. I think I did a little bit more in 2023, maybe 7. Then I did 8 last year. No, I think it'll come back down this year. I've gone through. You go through a cycle with athletes where and then sometimes you've got a lot of people growing in the background through years where they're able to do that. And then you know that they're kind of dropping in across the year. This was kind of one of them years. Do you know what I mean? Like Denise went in there first and she'd been banging on the door for years with it.
Yeah.
Then Shannon was kind of like,
people were like really close.
Yeah, you kind of knew that she was like pretty much there, and Frankie was the same. Yeah. And then Katrina, even though she was kind of a first timer, she was like extremely talented. Like, and it's just one of them years where there was just all these things clicked into place. Natalie Crockford came back after a 5-year gap and like had excelled. Do you know what I mean? Just like all these kind of mad situations where like they all just kind of accumulated into one year. I've got some really good athletes competing this year. I've got a hell of a lot of first timers this year that are brand new to it. More so I think than any other year. So no, I definitely don't think I'll be able to beat 8 this year, but I think we might have a few though.
Yeah, excited.
I do think there's a few people that are able to do it within the camp.
Yeah, always good.
Yeah, and then we'll see what happens next year. But honestly, as cool as it is getting the pro cards and stuff like that, believe it or not, it's not actually the highest thing on my agenda. I just want to make people look as good as possible and be happy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And to be fair, as a coach, there's a lot less pressure. Because you know when you've got people that are like destined for pro cards and everyone thinks they're going to be a pro and this and that, there's fucking 10 times more pressure on you.
You need to like deliver. Well, not that
you're delivering to people's expectations that they already think are going to play out.
Yeah.
So that's a lot more pressure to live under than it is if it's kind of come out the blue sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Or someone that's just kind of came through or whatever. So yeah, it's not. I love getting them, and obviously it's the goal for everybody to try and achieve that. But it's not actually the main thing that I think about, to be honest.
Yeah, you just want to put people on stage, basically, like being their best, don't you? That's it. That's all you want at the end of the day.
That's all I want.
Coach.
Yeah, I want them to look as good as they could have. I want them to be happy as well, which is a big thing for me. That they're happy. Not everyone always can be, but that's all I'm really bothered about.
Yeah, exciting year ahead.
Yes, I think so. Like I say, I think we might sneak a few in there, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the show as well. 'Cause I've got a few clients competing this year now.
I know, you'll have more than me the way you're going. I'll be doing lifestyle next.
I've got 12 now.
12, that's a lot.
Yeah, 12.
And I've been taking on lifestyle clients.
I know, who are we? No, I'm really excited actually. And a few of them have been with me for like a good 2+ years.
Yeah.
Or at least a year. And I've got a couple that are doing next year that have been with me like at least a year now. So I feel like I've got some.
I love that when you've been right from the ground
really
up
nice,
with them, and then you wait and then you finally get them on stage. I've got some like that this year. I've got young Megan, a little tone figure girl. She's only young. I think she's about 20 or something, 21. I don't know how old she is, but she's super young anyways. And I've had her since she was like, whatever, I don't know, 18. So I've had her like 3 years anyway. And she just didn't have enough muscle to compete.
Right, yeah.
And it's just been
going
and going and going. And I couldn't fucking wait to get there. And finally, we got to the prep point this year where she's big enough to go and do it. And she's looking really good as well, actually. So I love going through them processes with people for a few years.
Yeah, it is exciting. Yeah. I've got a girl at the minute who came to me just wanting to lose weight, like not hugely overweight, but like a good, I'm going to say 20 pounds, 30 pounds to get her into like decent shape.
Yeah.
And she did that. And I was like, I want to do a shoot. So I did a shoot. I thought, she looks pretty good.
Got a good shape, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, you got quite a lot of muscle actually. Then did a little off season, absolutely blew up.
Really?
She was like, I think I want to compete, but I'm not sure. I was like, okay, let's like see. Just like really on it all the time, like never misses a beat, like super good. Did a little diet, started doing a prep, and it's absolutely just flown off.
Yeah.
And just like,
made for it.
Yeah, it just looks brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's just so exciting. She's doing the June first timers in Derby.
Oh, good. Yeah, home as well.
Yeah, I think she's going straight into athletic actually. So
really? Fucking hell, yeah. That's mad when you get that, isn't it?
Yeah, she looks sick. So
actually, you're too big for that first category. We've got to go straight into the next one.
I know, yeah. So, yeah, I'm really excited. Well, everyone actually, not just her, but
Yeah,
buzzing. Amazing. So, yeah, fun
We might not be friends by the end of the year. We might be going head to head, scouring at you across the venues.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, we fully fall out.
Oh,
that wasn't fair.
Imagine if we started doing that.
Yeah.
You beat me.
Just see me elbow drop you off the seats. Wabba!
Pending.
Me running through with your glasses.
Out.
I've pinched your glasses and I'm just running through the venue. You can't get them.
So if you see,
how are we going to tell them what to eat now? You can't see. Ha ha.
Brilliant.
We laugh, but I am capable of that.
I know, he's actually plotting this behind the scenes, you know. You wait.
Yeah. You see me get some spray paint.
It's trying to sabotage me. Have you heard this?
Yeah. Anywho, we'll bugger off.
We'll wrap up for today.
Episode 32. Fucking hell. Over and out.
Over and out. Like and subscribe.
Yes, as she says, do that.
Do that.
Ding dong.
And give us a follow if you're on Spotify.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye.